Hello, hello, and welcome to F1000 for the Brazil Grand Prix. It's a Super Sunday in Sao Paulo. How you doing, Mike?
Super, Super Sunday. I don't
Every
even know where to begin. I don't know. What do you like? I don't know, man. What do you? It was insane. Obviously, today it's still going to be insane with the weather. Why don't we just maybe do a bit of a recap on the track here? I don't even know if it matters, to be
yeah, I
honest.
mean, I
But
think I want to get back to starting with the track. I mentioned that to you before the
yeah,
show. So, I mean, Brazil, I'm going to say a bunch of stuff, and then at the end, we'll say, but it's raining, so throw this all out the
it doesn't
window.
matter.
In general, the approach to this weekend, Brazil's a bunch of slow speed, but long slow speed corners where you're in second and third gear for a long time. Generally, that would favor the McLaren, and it would not favor the Ferrari, who like slow speed, but quick direction changes, slow speed and short slow speed corners. And we saw that in the sprint when it's dry and the track performs how we expect it to perform, the McLarens look great. Now, now that it's rained all Sunday on this Super Sunday in Sao Paulo,
Super Sunday.
I mean, you don't know what to expect. I do have a theory that just based on the timing that qualifying just happened and it's such a short window before the race starts, there's 5 cars that crashed in qualifying, 5 red flags.
He's 5'5". Yeah.
How likely? I don't. I mean, okay, so let's start. Alex has already said he doesn't think he's starting the race. I've been watching our guy Albert Fabrega. He's been tweeting that in the Williams garage, there's a bunch of engineers working on Colapinto's car and no one's working on Alex's car. So I think Alex is not in P7 to start this race. I'm not sure who else crashed at the top. Both
No,
both
Science is out. Both Aston Martins. You
both
think they're going
Astons
to be
are in the points, but both crashed. And
fifth row?
when you look
Yeah.
when you look at the crashes, a lot of them hit their rears. So it's the gearboxes that I'm worried about. Where if they need to take a new gearbox, let alone just they might not be able to repair their cars in time. I I think there's 5 cars that are sitting in a position in the book that are not going to start the race in that position. Now, unfortunately, because of the window we're in, we don't have the fade bets, Mike. There's no
Yeah, I know.
fade a top 10, fade a combo podium. So I think the way that we would have to look at this if we wanted to go down this road is who's sitting in a position where they're going to inherit some points, and then in a wet race where there's spray everywhere, where it might be more difficult to pass. We can debate that. I don't know if it is going to be more difficult. Max thought it would be. Are there guys that are going to just start in a position that might finish there? What do you think about that?
I don't mind the philosophy because I think that's entirely possible, given that, well, like you said, 9 and 10, like the fifth row. Generally, we don't, we have no idea if Aston Martin is both of those Aston Martins are even going to start in those positions. So you can already see guys that are starting like the Bottas, Verstappen, Perez, and then I think it was Gasly. I guess would be the new like rows 6 and 7. Like they could be getting into the points. I like the approach. It's probably the way to look at it.
So Gasly is actually the one that when I was in the weeds a little bit. And what's up,
Yeah,
Ead? I see some guys in the chat. He says Alex
there we
is
go.
confirmed out.
Yeah,
We thought that would be the case. I have
yeah.
zero idea what's going to happen today, Jared. We're about to figure it out, so stick around. Um, Gasly is the guy, Mike, that I think is sitting there. So okay,
I
so
like
he
his
starts.
pace.
He
Yeah,
qualified 15th. Signs is going to come out from ahead of him. Max, who has his penalty, is out from ahead of him.
yep.
Alex is out, so we know three. One, two, three. So he starts 12th. Now a bit of gambling with the Astons. If the Astons aren't starting this race in their positions, then he's what? He's 10th.
He's plus two. Is it plus 200? I think was what I saw.
I had him at 125. Is he off the list? No. Is this really gonna happen?
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Oh, they just
Uh,
I just looked. I just looked. He was plus 200. Oh
are
my
they
god.
listening? Like, quick, hide
Oh,
it. Shit.
yeah.
Okay.
No, plus one. I got it. It came back.
Wait,
Plus one
how?
seventy
What?
five. Oh, this is gonna be an insane show.
Where? It's not on mine yet. Points
Points
finish.
finish. I'm on the phone. Yeah, plus 175. It just came up.
Points finish.
This is gonna be nuts.
This
I
is going
don't
to be
even know
nuts.
what to make of this. I don't even know what to make of this.
Everything's crazy. It's a Super Sunday in
It's
Sao
a Super
Paulo.
Sunday.
Maybe finishing
What the
positions,
fuck?
they'll just have all the drivers here. Who's a smart guy? 175 for Gasly.
Yeah. Okay, so Gasly. Okay, so fuck, we're gonna have to move quick, I think. Yeah. Like I'm interested in, I mean, like it's crazy to even say that, but yeah, the Alpine looked like it was, well, Gasly in the Alpine, not Ocon, but Gasly looked quick in the sprint. He was, if they're on slicks, he managed those. He was on scrubbed or like used mediums. I don't know how many laps he put on them, but he looked good on the mediums and
Mm-hmm.
was able to run like in the points positions. I like him, especially if they get onto the slicks. I guess you don't know what's going to happen, but given that he's going to inherit positions likely, I think he's a good bet.
I like it too.
Okay.
Max,
Crazy. Already insane. We're both just like nailed down on an Alpine driver. Okay.
I
Cool,
know.
cool, cool.
I I know. I know. Let's take a look at the groups. I just saw Max group 3 in the chat.
Minus
Jared
150, yeah.
minus 150.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
you like
Look at
it.
that group.
I know.
Yeah, dude, look at the group. Okay, yes. Yeah, 100%. That like we should just be smashing Max and minus 150 against Lewis, Checo, and Sainz. Like Checo's not going to finish ahead of him.
They won't let that happen probably.
No. Like if anything, they'll swap the cars at the end of the race to give like if they're in like point scoring position, so that Max can max out on the points, right?
And Signs is pit lane. Yeah.
It's like
So
a
then
must
it's
have. That's a
Lewis.
must have.
Lewis in 16th. And
Yeah.
Max is going to be 17th.
Max is going to be 17th. Well, no, I don't even know
You know
if
what
we're
I
going to
don't
be able
know
to
is
keep track of
how are
this.
these, in what order? Like, the signs go to the pit lane and then Max
I
is the last guy that's like, okay, after all that's done, now you still go back five spots? Because not everyone, it might not be that they're all pit lane. If they get the car fixed, but they just needed a new gearbox, like that could be a 5 place. So I don't know. I don't know how to figure that out. I actually didn't love this when I was looking pre-show, but I get your point. I mean, Signs is out of it now. Yeah.
yeah.
It was Max's comment that he thought it was going to be difficult because of all the spray to get around. But he also has nothing to
It's
lose.
going to be difficult.
If he's not getting a point anyways, like he needs to get into the points. And these are all battles he's going to have outside of the points. Where he's going to have nothing to lose.
Minus 150, you're right. Like maybe minus 150 is too steep. Maybe we should be looking for like plus money in this type of race. Maybe.
Well, I mean,
Do you think?
that's an
Maybe.
interesting thought. On a wild weekend, are we happy? Like, I would be happy just to win some minus 150 bets with this crazy grid.
I'm just like I kind of like all of a sudden I'm approaching it from the opposite direction, which is like why just waste your money on a minus 150 bet? Because literally anything can happen. Like that
Yeah.
Gasly bet is the perfect type of bet. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like he could just randomly finish in the points. There's some logic behind it because guys come out in front of him, and then he also had shown, not that it's even matters, but he had shown good pace in the sprint. And if they end up on, they're not going to end up on slicks. I keep saying that. Like they're going to be on inters or full wets this race. Like it doesn't.
There is a both Alpines in the points, but there's a
That's
serious
insane.
thought in my
We're
mind
not-
that
we
says
can't do
don't
that.
take 2 car bets, especially both Alpines.
No. We can't. We can't. We literally like. I'll treat it like a street track right now. Like you can't take
Right.
two car bets. It'd be horrible to have a car come out,
Okay.
and it would be so. Well, what are we looking at? What are the odds of?
It was plus
retirements?
225 for them both in the points. If we're saying Gasly's going to get there.
Plus 170. Yeah, plus 175, and like anything can happen to Ocon. Anything can happen. I get that he's in there, but like
Plus 275 now. What about, you can hear my cat in the background. Sorry about that, people. Simon saying hi. On a Super Sunday in Sao Paulo.
Sunday.
We're gonna end up way too heavy on the Alpine, but the team match bet. This is kind of crazy for. I get it. It's 2v1, but he's 1 spot behind Yuki. Simon's going crazy today. I'm gonna yell at him.
I mean, it's honestly not a bad bet because anything can happen to Yuki. So like I'll take the plus. I will take the guy behind in this race. I have no problem with that.
It's a 2v1. Lawson's right there. Now this, I mean, if something happens to all three of them, crazy at the start, or Gasly's just going to be the guy that's cleaning up. I don't know if we want to be on this and Gasly in the points. A Gasly
That's
crash doesn't ruin the VCARB, doesn't ruin the battle.
Sure. Say that you're. Show me this again. This is plus 275.
Plus 275 for the team, Alpine versus VCARB. But it basically is Ocon versus the two guys up top.
No, I think if we're gonna land on an Alpine bet, I'd rather take Gasly just with all of those positions ahead of him.
Where he could just start in 10th and stay there.
He might start at that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that makes more sense to me. I don't think we can double dip on Alpine.
Right. Okay.
That's crazy, dude.
There was without
Combo podium. Do combo podium though.
Okay.
I kind of liked first and second, like Lando and George to finish on the podium. Yes, at minus 188.
I saw that
was
at
like one of
minus
the first things
188.
I looked at.
Then I was just going to take you there without Lando. George is minus 150.
Okay, that's the better bet.
Because who else is going to take a top podium spot from them? The guys behind them,
I'm
I
trying to
think
think.
this is Lando and George running out on this race. I don't know.
That's what I'm assuming.
I don't know if I want to pick between them. Like, George is crazy. I think he's plus 400 to win.
Yeah, and he's also crazy. Like he's just a crazy guy.
He's also crazy. I
He's
think
a crazy
he's good
guy.
in the wet, though.
He is. He's really good in the wet. This car though, I mean, this is the problem. Is if it dries though, and they have to go over the bumps the way that they've been, like they're just struggling so much with like keeping, downforce in the car because of the bump, like the resurfacing that happened, right?
I think we have to operate with the assumption we can't play weather.
It's gonna be wet
weatherman today. I looked at the weather. It said it was still going to be. It was like half a millimeter though. But if it's rained so much this morning on this super Sunday in Sao Paulo, it's not giving the
Yeah, if they're out
opportunity
there-
to dry.
There's gonna be a point in the race where they're like, "Let's go on slicks." Like it's fucked. Like everybody does it. It's crazy.
Well, that's going to suit McLaren extremely well because they've got the new rear wing this week that is supposed to have a way more effective DRS for them.
It does. It's like the triple DRS effect. Like
Yeah. So if this race goes dry, I mean, where's Piastri at? Before we move on, though, sorry, we'll talk about Piastri after. But I don't know, for a minus 150 bet, Max in his group, Crazy Max or Wild George.
I mean, I would rather the max bet because it's just him versus three guys. Like I would rather take that. At
Well, and
the
it's
same
really
price.
it's really Max versus Lewis. Carlos in the pit lane, and Red Bull is not going to let Checo.
No, so
beat
it's Max. And Lewis is a mess. Like he has zero confidence in the car.
Unless
and he has to drive it around in the wet conditions. Like I'm not worried about him.
and it's a sprint weekend. Like this is something that
There you
I
go.
just kind of
Actually,
made up.
You don't even bring up that like Lewis is not even a problem for you in your mind.
No, it's a sprint weekend for what I can't explain it. He should be great under no setup sessions, but he just can't. One practice session. I mean, look at the stats. George beats him every time. By the way, I snuck in a hot pick this week. George to win his group in qualifying. He's the only one to make Q3. Let's go.
Good for you, man. Good for you.
Well, the whole
That's
thing
that's actually a great win.
in general, and I'll bring it back to this group that we're in. In general, the rain just kind of brings it towards the Mercedes. We saw that when George won here a couple of years ago. It was wet that weekend, right? I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Hope I'm not misspeaking out of my butt. So as soon as I saw it was raining, I placed it yesterday. I saw rain before the qualifying. I'm like, ooh, George could come alive here. And I'm not going on Lewis because it's a sprint weekend. So without Lando, who else wins this race? Who else finishes P2? Esteban? Ocon?
Could be Esteban. Could be. No, I do. I think George is a good bet. Like I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's not a good bet. But it's one position versus Max is beating three guys, and it's just him versus Lewis, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Like realistically, it's a better bet to take Max at the same price.
The only reason Max doesn't does he just race around in 17th? There's no way he does that all day.
It's extremely unlikely that he races, given the pace that he showed in the car in qualifying and in the sprint. Like, I don't think he races around at 17th. No, he's not gonna. Man, he's gonna make up positions right away.
I would love it.
It's like something. Are we gonna bet on him and then something happens to him? Yeah, 100%. Like,
Yeah,
that's for sure what's gonna
I would
happen.
love it if Lewis
Like
races.
George, like like George is gonna go off for turn 12, 100%. He's just gonna slide off the track or something.
Only if we're on him. If we're not on him, George might beat Lando.
Oh, no, he'll win. Yeah, he'll win
Yeah.
the race.
I would love it if Lewis races Max like Max, and he's like, I got nothing to lose. I like McLaren. I used to be there. Here you go, Max. No points for you this week.
I don't even know if he can.
Sure, anyone can
No,
not hit the
he's
brakes. Max
he has
shows us
no
all the time.
confidence in his car.
Max
Yeah.
shows us all the time. You
No,
just don't hit the brakes, and then you get to the apex first.
It's actually a foolproof strategy at this point.
It is. So, okay, what do you think? George without Lando or no? Or you like the Max?
I'm more inclined for the Max bet, to be honest. We need to find something else here. That's what is that? That's minus 150.
Verstappen Group 3 minus 150.
That's better. That's okay. I haven't seen anything else that I like more than that. Wins finish. I liked. Okay, I was looking at Lawson top 6.
I was looking at both V-Carbs top 6, but I know you're going to say no 2-car bets.
Plus 275.
Plus
Yeah,
400 for both, but 275 is actually really good for just one.
With V carbs, man.
Yeah, but we
just
don't need.
Lawson starting 5, finishing in the top 6.
Who are they saying
With
gets
well,
him?
Piastri's right there. Piastri's
Checo,
there.
Oscar. They say Max. We got to be on. Okay, Max Group 3 to beat those 3 guys at the back. One's his teammate, one's in the pit lane.
He's minus 300.
And they're
to be in
saying
the top
minus
6.
300 to be in the top 6.
No, see that's okay. We have to take that. We have to
Okay.
take that.
We might have
I'll be on
to heel toe on this show and just get these in.
Yeah, I'm thinking about
We
that.
might
too.
have to expedite.
There's something here though that we're missing that's going to be like really good value. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure that we don't miss it
Well, I don't.
and keep.
So
keep
you're
getting
off.
up
Yeah,
to
we're off. That V carbs might not there. What about both Mercs and the points? It is raining, Mike. And I know it's a both. I'll admit, all the 2-car bets came out early, and I've just been in the book waiting for lines to come out. So a lot of my notes, just in virtue of that's all that I could look at.
2-car bets, yeah.
Minus 138. And this was the same as my Gasly point. Albon's gone. If both Astons are gone, Max is technically out of his way. We think he could. Sainz is in the pit. So it's like, how many did I just count? 4? So he's in 12th?
Yeah.
Does Lewis and Max get into the points? But it's a 2-car bet on a Super Sunday in Sao Paulo.
Probably. I mean, again, like one of them could just drive off the track, but
Minus
all of the
138 's
cars to
not.
take, and no, it's not horrible. That's actually not a horrible price to pay.
They're giving the V carbs the same line.
V carbs for points.
Yeah. Starting 3 and 5. It's just you don't trust Yuki. I was gonna say Lawson too, but really it's I don't trust Yuki more than I trust Lewis in a car that he's not comfortable with.
No, I think
And Lewis just crashed in Coda. He's not crashing two races in a row.
I'm not even worried about him crashing. I'm more worried about these guys driving off the track and then losing like
Well, that's what I
5
mean.
positions.
He didn't crash into anyone in Coda, did he? Didn't he just spin?
He just lost it off the track, but he
Yeah.
went into the gravel. I'm saying like it's just like there's runoff here, but I can see guys just like sliding off the track. Okay, either way, yeah, minus 138 is interesting. So then we're looking at Max, then the Mercedes, and then we like Gasly, which is also crazy too.
Which could all happen. Gasly's been in the points the past couple races, but also are we kind of half hedging ourselves? If the Mercs aren't there, it's probably Gasly. If Gasly's not there, it's probably Lewis.
I kind of like that approach.
Max still gets
There's
them all
room
anyways.
for
They're
Max,
minus
too.
300 for Max.
Minus
top
300,
six.
we have to take that.
That's the biggest thing where it's like, we got to take him at 150 in that group.
Minus
I'm
300.
going to throw the Mercs on.
Just want to make sure we're not missing anything like really
Make sure, man. Get in the weeds.
obvious.
A lot of what you're feeling that we're missing is the fades that we usually look at,
I
especially
know
like
they're
a
not there.
combo fade.
I know.
Do you guys play F1 Fantasy? I signed up for it last year and then I kept forgetting to set my lineup. And I get really into this. So
Classic fantasy guy.
winning margin over 5 seconds. Let's look at it. I actually didn't look at the line.
It was plus 110, I think.
I don't know what the rain is going to do. You could have a guy.
It could be
run
a
away
safety
with
car on the final lap. Like I don't like it's.
Yeah.
Just, I don't. There's no way. There's no way of predicting that. Like I understand the philosophy of just like buy something at a good price right now because anything can happen.
Right.
Right. So I am look like we are kind of with Gasly. We are doing that. You know what I mean? You buy it at a good price.
Buy it at a good price, and the gamble there is that the Astons don't start. Let's see. Has Albert said anything lately? I haven't been looking.
No, he isn't anything.
Official, yeah. Albon's out.
Just about Albon. Yeah,
just
just
Albon.
Albon's out.
And signs. Jared, Lawson versus Yuki is plus money. We didn't look any driver bets.
Match bets.
Driver matches.
Lawson versus Yuki is plus 137. Ooh, I don't mind that either.
I don't mind it. Starts right behind him. A little bit of wheel spin. All of a sudden, turn one, Lawson's ahead.
That's an interesting bet. I like that. That's probably pretty sharp. I mean, Yuki's looked good in these sessions already, but
but Liam's good.
Like it's plus 137 is just like good value.
This is
starting behind him.
This is exactly a bet that you were just talking about. Like they're right there beside each other. It's great value
right there.
on a crazy Super Sunday in Sao Paulo.
Super Sunday. That's okay. So do we like that more than the Mercs being on? Like do we just say like no to 2-car bets and it's Max and Gasly and Liam Lawson? We're just back on Lawson. A week after Yuki just
you had that thought, and then
turn one.
Brandon just came in the chat in YouTube, saw a rumor that Lewis is starting from the pits for setup changes. Okay.
100% possible.
So I don't know who you're hearing rumors for. Maybe you're in the pit lane.
I like it though.
But I'm going to say we were just having a little bit of doubt. Let's take this rumor and assume it's happening and replace the bet.
Why don't we just like take just
we don't
get
need
rid
a
of
2-car
bets? We don't need a 2-car bet.
We don't need a 2-car bet.
It's way too risky.
On a crazy Super Sunday in Sao Paulo. Tsunoda. No. Or Lawson.
Retire in the first lineup. They don't have like, it's impossible for them to like handicap how many cars are going to come out.
Oh yeah, you can't pick it.
No, there's nothing. There isn't anything there.
What else did I look at? George to win. Let's revisit that.
George to win. Minus 225. Was that what it was?
No, that was the without Lando. I'm saying to win. Where's enhanced win? Someone help me out.
Yeah, maybe 200.
Plus 650. Guys in P2, it's a super.
George to win.
George to win. Super Sunday in Sao Paulo. He won here in 22. The McLaren's fast. Happen. And if it drives, the McLaren's going to run away with this race.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so Norris starts ahead. He could easily.
I know we kind of talked about not doing the $50 throwaway flyers. However,
it might make sense in this.
However, last week when Leclerc goes wide and we're sitting there and we win $500 if he just doesn't save his car. I really liked having that $50 flyer at long odds on the Mercs.
No, I'm fine with. So George to win is plus 600.
650. He's P2. I get it. The McLaren's the faster car. Lando's probably the better driver. I don't know. Maybe you could debate it in equal machinery. But he's P2. A little wheel spin. Let's remember this is Lando on pole.
George. Yeah.
This is Lando on pole here.
Okay, that actually is a really good bet.
And George won here 2 years ago in a way worse car. On a similar day, right?
We should be on that.
I think that should be our fourth flyer. Like I don't know, 100, but at least would you just put $50 or $100 on it?
I'm down.
And then we've got three
Okay.
things in our window somehow on this crazy Super Sunday in Sao Paulo. And if Lewis starts from the pits, Brandon, you're a guru.
Yeah, if he is, then he's there. He's in Sao Paulo right now. That's it. How do you know that?
We got one more thing to we got one thing to look at. Yeah, great reminder. It's been a few weeks since we've looked at last finisher.
Sure.
Oh, he's minus money. It's too much of a crazy day. But Joe doesn't.
know.
He just doesn't crash. Like he will.
I know.
The car will get around.
No, but somebody's gonna just like guys are gonna like drive off the track and then rejoin, and you know what I mean. And Joe's not going fast enough to even do those things. So
Or the French will pit for new tires, even though we're trying to save the planet.
they're gonna say a pun event.
That's my. I love Colapinto.
I wish there was. I know. I wish there was a. I wish there was a Colapinto bet that we could just get on. Right now.
Russell enhanced win. Plus 650.
Okay, so what? So max at minus 150 is
So we've got Max in
is
his
the
group
shortest, right? Yeah.
against Lewis, Checo, and Sainz. Gasly in the points. When we're hoping he starts in 10th. And then Lawson versus Yuki at plus money. And we got a flyer on George to win.
Oh, dude, we might have to just put these in right now.
I think we do.
Okay, max, and then
How long? Where's a timer for how long we've been recording?
Yuki.
Oh, I didn't record on Riverside.
Nice.
Nice.
Lawson plus 137. Then
TikTok ended. The technology is just, who knows about technology?
nobody knows.
Look who's bullish on Colapinto.
No.
Yeah, I was always bullish on Colapinto. Yeah, look. Oh yeah, he's probably talking about you.
It's true. And then we like George. And this is was it without? What did you say? Without Lando?
No, enhanced
Or
win.
was it
Without
enhanced
Lando's
win?
minus
Yeah,
money.
sorry.
But it not.
Right. Okay, sorry. Enhanced win.
I mean, without Lando. No, without Lando's the one where George would crash, because it's
100%.
like who else? No one else is going to
Why-
finish me too.
No, I agree.
This
Like,
is like he might get on his horse. Who knows?
okay, what are we doing? How do we do this? Plus minus 150, plus 137, plus 175, plus 650.
3, 3, 3,
on the
1.
Super Sunday. Done.
No need to overthink it. It's a Super Sunday in Sao Paulo.
Am I just dialing this in right now?
Do you not feel? I mean, we don't have to rush it. None of the lines moved since we jotted them down. That's what I'm worried about. We're just gonna lose what we want.
I don't know. I don't think we're not gonna go back through the book and find anything that we like more. I don't think.
Do we want to play around like you? We obviously feel the most comfortable with Max. Lawson and Yuki to me is a toss up, and you're getting value on it.
You're just getting to take plus money on the toss up. Yeah.
Gasly is a position thing, but if the Astons start, I think he's faster than the Astons.
I think so too.
But if they start, then he does have work to do on a crazy Super Sunday in Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
Whereas Max, we know what work he has to do. His work would only get easier if Lewis or something does go into the pit. So does he get 4? Like what? Should I open up my sheet? How does Max protect us from losing one of the other two? Max with 4 does that win 200 profit if we had 2 on the others?
Yeah.
So then 2 out of 3, 2 out of 4 were profitable.
Do we need to be less? We probably need to take 50 on George.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
It doesn't, and then you get 325. Yeah.
Right. And you're saying 325 on
a pair.
Sorry. Yeah, 375. Sorry.
Right, because you get your 50 back. What do you think of the rumor that Checo is getting replaced by Colapinto? I think Liam is trying to take Checo's seat. The way that he's battling with him.
I agree.
And Checo knows it too. I loved it.
Was it going to be RB or I think it's going to be. I think Colapinto is going to end up in the Red Bull organization. I think for sure. But I don't know if he's going to be with RB or if he's going to be with, V Carb or fucking Red Bull.
Yeah, I don't know either. I loved it. I think it was the practice session, or was it? Maybe it was sprint qualifying, where Liam had an issue with one of the Red Bulls, and he goes on the thing, and he's like, "Was that Max or Checo?" They're just like, "Keep your head down, man. We don't worry about it." He's not allowed to be mad.
Man,
He's not allowed to be mad at
like
Max.
that.
But if it was Checo,
Like,
he'd
no,
get
they'd be
payback.
like, yeah. So that's how you know it's Max.
Yeah, it probably was
So
Max.
it probably was. That's why they said it that way. Max at 450, Liam at 250, Gasly at 250, and then George at 50. Because
Okay.
then Max winning that's $300 profit on a win. So then 750 plus your hot picks. Like if everything blows up on us, we get close to even. Is that the way to do
That
it?
was tough to follow. Does Max winning? What's that payout?
Return is 750.
750. And then so we
So
just
if we
need to win.
lose
So we just
everything
need
else-
one of Gasly or Liam.
Yeah. Well, at that point, yeah, because they're both paying
I just want to make sure we win
money.
2 of those big 3, and we're
Yeah.
profitable.
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good with that then. What if Max loses and the other 2 win?
Nice bet. Oh, they have to approve.
Oh, I like that.
Fine. Gasly has to be approved by trader. Should be fine.
Oh, are they going to have to
Yeah.
approve everything to see who's starting where?
Hmm.
They're like, hold on, we know that guys are not starting the race.
I'd love to see. Nope, I went through. Okay.
Okay. Nice.
2143 approved. What the fuck does that mean?
What, they had to shorten our bet?
I don't know what this means.
I can't see it.
For Gasly, it's $21.43 was approved, which means that the bet, like, they took our money. So I don't know if that's like the bet is that you have a stake of 21.43 on this, and then we can't approve more than that.
But it's not even that long. Like, it's not a crazy bet. They would do that on a plus 5,000 odds or something. Like, we're not paying you out 500,000. We have Lawson to beat Sonoda.
Yeah.
Mads. It's a position
I don't
bet. We see it. It's probably a 50-50. He starts right behind him, but we like plus money. And I could see either one of those finishing ahead. Yuki's a little bit more volatile. I like plus money on Liam. I think Yuki gets a little wheel spin at the start. Turn 1, Liam's already ahead. Boom.
Yeah.
And then
I
he
just
just
think
battles
the
Checo.
mental game, like for him to be locked in for 60 plus laps in the rain, knowing that Lawson's right behind him is just not a good
Oh, Yuki won't.
combination for Yuki.
Yeah.
No.
He won't be coming back.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this approval on Gasly is, but that makes me feel good about the bet. How about that?
The fact that they're challenging, okay. I mean, we want our money. You guys know that we put our own money down, so it is legit, but we're counting the full, like, for our records and shit. We'll just assume that it took it all. That's the way we do it.
It said it took $1,000. I don't know what to say.
Okay. Well, we're up. I mean, I added it to the screen here. Nobody comments on it. Maybe a little love for the fact that we're up $2,700. If you've been following along, $1,000 at the start of the year, we're all sitting with $3,700 right now.
Yeah.
Feels good. Only a couple races left. This is going to do it for the Brazil Grand Prix. We got a break. Is it how many weeks?
1 week, I think.
We're another 3 weeks. Woo! Another big break. And then it's the Las Vegas Grand Prix. We were there last year, so we can talk about what it was like.
Is it 3 weeks?
Yeah.
No.
November
Wow.
20 something. 3 weeks.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then I think it's a double.
That's triple. That's another triple.
Might be
header.
another triple. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. If you're on, especially the YouTube, we've got a couple people here. Mads, Ead, Biz Nasty, Brandon. Brandon, thank you for the tip. Let's hope that pays off with Lewis in the pits.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. If you've survived this long in the show, everyone says it. Everyone knows it really helps the algorithm on a Super Sunday in Sao Paulo. Like and subscribe. Follow on Instagram. Thanks for joining.